Welcome back to Sunoco Speed and day number 2 of the ice block. And day number 2 did truly deliver and live up to its name. It must have dropped around about 10 degrees overnight, and guys were dreading how chilly and fresh it was going to be. Driver's briefing, a secondary driver's briefing for day number 2, just telling everybody how the conditions were going to be, and obviously the changes that they would have to make to try and calm things down. Wind is a major problem in these kinds of races, but of course the speeds wouldn't be as high or as prolonged as on day number 1. Day number 1 being the long stretch, and this time around sprint races, and that's going to be laps. So a little bit more hot and furious. 3 heats of 6 laps, keep things nice and busy. And whoever didn't have a good day on day number 1 was going to try and polish it on day number 2.
We start off the standard class. As you can see there, the Botha brothers getting out pretty well. Taking the lead there is Orwell and Holland. Follows, here comes the Botha brothers again through in the Little Caesar. The guys didn't do too badly. Orwell and Holland battled a little bit on the law, but coming through strong, as you can see on the circuit.
Yeah, they, as you were saying before, they do know this track, I was going to say. They know this river, they know these conditions, they know how to get themselves set up. And sometimes you always see these local favourites come through, not necessarily for the championship, but on these one-day events, if you know exactly where to go. And look how choppy it is. And we can compare to the footage that we were covering before the break on the long stretches. Completely different. This is almost coastal racing, so we will see a lot of experienced crews starting to come to the fore and knowing exactly how to handle these kind of races. Doesn't give you much time as well. It's a very short track, Barry?
It's very short. The guys got 6 laps to sort themselves out. As you can see, they're Orwell and Holland doing very well, following Esley there in front. And here's the national champion Kruenstein, not doing too badly, 7 stars, also coming through nicely in the end. The end will come up now on this final heat of the standard class, and you can see the duel of Holland and Orwell took it.
Yeah, happy with that as well. High fives the whole way through, moving through the categories, and there was a lot of green flags. Everyone was working hard.
There's the standard class, and the inside we got Des Potgieter there. As you can see, there's Danlo John coming through very, very strongly on this day. I think Des had his hands full with John Lowe in the front all the time.
Interesting to see, and a couple of guys at home will also be highlighting that the pier was kind of out there, and maybe that's a bit of a safety situation. We know the Vol, some of the areas are a little bit skinny. Did that come up? And if so, I mean, that could get a little bit gnarly, eh?
If the guys don't know what they're doing, yeah, but these guys are all skilled, very national riders, and as you can see there, John Lowe came through and he took the win on the finals on that day. Next is our modified class. On the inside there, you'll see Dave Bonnet pulling off very well, and also on the very inside, Johan Lurweeks. On the outside there, we also came through nicely. On the inside, you can see there's a big tussle between Rocco, the extreme boat, and I think it was Chad Romans, if I'm not mistaken.
I saw a lot of experience coming into play there. You were staying way wide there, staying out of the chop on the early laps. You can see the Century electrical orange machine coming through, staying out of all the action, and of course giving yourself a much better drive coming out of the turns and get yourself up there into position. Someone going well wide. Was it you?
Other guys, you have to juggle yourself nicely to get some clean water and get some good drive on the props. All the guys do that pretty well, and obviously there's certain places where they can't, and you have to juggle for a position.
So great run here, and my co-commentator and the man behind the event, Max, coming all the way to the front. They're finally having a good run on day number 2. And at the end of an incredible weekend of racing, the Ice Block did live up to its name and gave us all of our champions. We'll be there next year for the 24th running.